Everybody, hello and welcome back, because it is finally time. We know that timer got you and that last stinger got you, but now we are here for real. My name is Artie IRL, and I am joined by Nitera, and we are here to bring you the grand finals.
The grand finals of the finals. The finals of the grand finals. The grand
Finals of the
finals.
the final
We got it the last few times. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay. I think everyone knows, but we are here for this, and this is going to be an insane game because, like traditional FPS titles, we're not resetting the bracket. This isn't a case where the winner has to lose twice. This is a case where this is the last match. 3 maps, 3 cash outs, best of 3. Let's go ahead and see what our picks and bans are going to look like, because it is going to be LRC versus BKO, and the map picks are very important. And as we can see, we're starting off strong with the Monaco pick first.
We have not seen Monaco actually throughout the day. I mean, we did see it once as a second map, but not as a first pickup. So definitely love to see that. There's Skyway Stadium. We know the drill here. It's gonna be this very expensive map, and you're either the kaiju or you're just sitting down there hoping you're not gonna get stumped by one. Right, and the decider, of course, will be on Sys Horizon, and I'm not really sure if I feel very good about Sys Horizon right now after seeing this lineup. We might just go straight into a 2-0 situation. Very confident.
I mean, honestly, yeah, these are super confident picks for both of the teams. I think that this is super agreeable for both parties here. LRC, remember, they've got that double heal sustainability, which BKO eats for breakfast with those glitch grenades, taking away the crutches. So I'm really curious to see if LRC is going to adapt their strategies, or if they're going to fall and crumble to BKO's light skirmisher, Kelcam. Now, jumping into the match, I think that right off the rip, we will see the sort of aggression or lack thereof from both of the teams.
Right. I feel like it's going to be a very passive game. I'll be honest with you. Like, it's just going to be wait for opportunity, and whoever gets it first, it might just be let them get it, tag them a little bit, get them to keep moving. And as it's getting, we wait for the time to run down, and then jump at them. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like that might be wrong, but
what it's gonna kind of boil down to is the understanding of whether or not you're going to be able to sort of have the timing for those team fights. Like we've been seeing all day, the cash outs kind of come down to the very first team fight as soon as the vault is deposited, and then the middle cash out fight, and possibly that very last one. Only one team has been able to take that last second fight, last second steal. That's BKO. So LRC does have a lot riding on them here to make sure that this is going to work out properly. And now, once it comes in through the actual match itself, I mean, only time will tell. But these are 2 powerhouse teams jumping up against each other.
And I think the first map is definitely something. The first and second map are quite interesting ones, because at least if we talk about Skyway, very fairly expensive map. Sometimes you're gonna see the corners be populated with cash outs. I mean, if you've played the game on ranked as well as a quick play, you definitely can see that for some reason they are put at the extreme corners of the entire map, and it's so expensive because there's nothing behind you and there's only everything in front of you. So big barricades there really works out very well in your favor, but then you suddenly get hit by environmental stuff, gas, fire. There's a lot of things that can hurt you. I'm not really sure you want to play as the first mover advantage there, and that's why I say play passive. And Monaco has about the same issue as well, being just so expensive and open already.
Exactly. And that's the thing, though, is that Monaco has so many opportunities for both of the play styles that BKO loves, which is that opening jump pad RPG and that finding skirmishing angles with Kelcam as the light. Now, when it comes to the different spawns within Monaco, I think that LRC is going to have a serious advantage when it comes to playing either in the forest or playing in like the construction area if we get some of those cash outs. Although usually when it comes to BKO, we're going to see them lead to more towards cash outs that are in the Royal Plaza or in the Villas area, which is that little underground section by the park. And the reason for that is because those angles are going to be a lot harder for the double healer heavies to actually kind of make their way through without getting caught off guard by either a stun gun that just cancels their push entirely or glitch grenades, which ruin their ability to heal and sustain. So the main way that Monaco map 1 is going to go is going to be entirely dependent on how the teams end up choosing the cash outs that they push towards.
Now I understand what you mean by how they're gonna push towards, and now that we have a great idea of what's going on here, I think we can kind of sum up how the games could potentially go. So, Artie, thoughts? Which team is gonna get it? I have a biasness to one of those teams, so why don't you go first?
Monaco, I think it's going to be BKO. I think that this is going to go to map 3. Don't get me wrong, but Monaco, I think, is going to BKO.
BKO. So now I can't pick BKO, huh? Whoops. That was my go-to as well, and unfortunately, I guess I will have to go on for the other side here. I mean, they need to show a bit of love on both ends. So BKO, not my pick here, but
I mean, hey, Skyway Stadium, though, is I honestly think that Skyway Stadium, LRC has a really good option because Skyway Stadium, like we talked about before, it's a little bit harder for Kelcam to actually find those skirmish angles, especially if you get the construction site or the business office. Those sort of areas on Skyway Stadium definitely more heavily favor into the the double medium healing playstyle. Well, let's go ahead and just recover the day. We'll look over at the overall picks and ban rates now that we have gotten to the end of our open qualifiers here. Skyway Stadium being the most picked map and Seoul being the most banned map.
I don't know, man. I mean, overall, when I look at all these, right, it just feels very interesting to see how Skyway Stadium is #1 picked map, and we're not even seeing it that often in our sets. We had 5 games. 5 games. We saw only one of those games, I believe, picked on the decider match. Not even played on the decider. Sorry, not even played on the decider. Yes, and the second time we saw it was as map 2, where it was 2-0 in the favor of, I believe, against Frog Tree. So that was, I believe, BKO as well, actually.
And, before we get into the matches for today, I'd like to also give a little reminder for our chat. I'd love to give a special shout out to the Matcherino crowdfund page. So if you go ahead and type !donate, that will take you to the Matcherino page where you can ever so generously donate towards the prize pool that our contestants are competing in. You can also complete quests that can add money on behalf of our sponsors. It is a super cool integration that Breakout has done, and it's super important for fueling the finals esports scene, what little there is still standing today. Not to mention a huge shout out to our main sponsor, One Shot Energy, where you can get 10% off using discount code Breakout. One Shot, if you go into the chat, you do !One Shot, that'll get you a link for their site where you can check out all of their cool products. And my favorite, the one that is saving my life today, is their soothing Yuzu voice drops.
Tell me about it. But also remember that first and second place today will definitely get a self-care package received on behalf of One Shot sent to them. And that's also another thing to note because we have our One Shot MVP who will also be walking away with that care package on behalf of One Shot. So remember to vote for the One Shot MVP later on. But stay tuned to see which of these teams will be on top, because I know that these two teams are done, but we have the stats now. BKO on Kelcam here, 7 matches played, 29 kills, 24,000 damage. We're rounding out 25 here, just for your sake here. Not a lot of supporting coming in from them, but 60.
I mean, Kelcam is a light player. There's not much support for that light, but look at that 2.5 KD, 25,000 average combat score, all from that LH1.
Right.
And looking over at LRC, who is going to be our other finalists here, that is going to be Blacks. And that is 5 maps played, and I do believe that this is the heavy. So this actually is not the player that ended up getting the defib kill. However, you know, you just got to give the support. But look at his absolute sustain and damage. All of these amazing players are deserving. So go ahead and cast your vote whoever you think. Or that, actually, now after you do that, we'll jump into this game because it's starting up right now. We've got oh, it's still not changed up. We got LRC versus BKO for our grand finals.
And just to note that while I'll never clean my bet, we will never see these players come back again if they win, because they'll be already sitting in it pretty into our Master Series finals. So make sure you know and you stay for this action here, because first place, they're going to be up on top, and we will see the rest of that in Qualifiers 3. So, LRC,
Exactly.
BKO, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Yeah, both of these teams will be receiving a one-shot energy care package, but only one of these teams gets the guaranteed spot in the playoffs later this year. So we will be watching now as LRC takes control at the beginning, but Kelcam has control of those shots.
Oh, that is insane! Amount of tracking on that. Jump pad going through here into the dome shield, not finding a mark. But at this point, they're just looking and searching for that. Where is that lone player? They know there's somewhere they're hunting for it. Oh, here we go. Jump across.
Trying to find exactly where this fight is going to be happening, but there are some signs of it.
There
we
go.
See Kelcam getting taken out. Oppenheimer does get the refrag, but still, it's a very weird fight going on here. LRC does end up taking the win. They're also going to be starting off with cash out A.
Very interesting there. You know, fire extinguisher. Nice to cash out, not really necessary when it comes to $10,000. You know, you can buy a few more on the side. But here we go.
It's kind of funny to watch. Deciding which one to actually throw into the cash out. But as we get started on this come up here, BKO opens up with a massive RPG. Gonna be deleting 2 players right off the rip, and that's gonna leave just one left standing. Almost gonna be a team wipe here, but as BKO just stands their ground, LRC gets wiped out. And that's what I'm talking about with Monaco. You get the jump pad, you get the RPG, and you get Kelcam doing infinite damage with his LH1.
And now they already have the advantage here, with a quarter of the way done, almost a third as well. They have got the steal. This is their cash out for taking. So right now, situation looking a little bit less good for LRC. BKO holding this one down here, and RD, what can they possibly do to turn this around? I mean, they're so high up at this point, it's a bit hard to catch them.
LRC only has one chance left, and look at this. BKO is cutting them off before they can even get close. So this is difficult for LRC because they want to make the entry towards the point, but BKO is cutting them off before they can even get there. Although it might bite BKO in the back because the fact that LRC is diving onto the point here, going for the steal, and they have the APS to prevent the RPG. Is BKO going to be able to prevent this steal from happening? We'll see. It's all going to depend on Kelcam. They drop it. This is going to make the angle even harder. There we go. The steal has been canceled, but the skirmish is not yet over. All three players from LRC are doing their best to hold on, and BKO, they lost Kelcam. They are going to be able to refrag one bit of damage, but it looks like the steal comes through for LRC. But no, what is this? BKO, they steal it back. It's going to be
insane.
Oh my god, what is going on?
BKO
Walking
walking away with the steal.
That's insane. After all that fighting, you would say that, you know, as they try to steal it, they could stop it, but no. Still holding on for dear life there with his teammates to back him up. Hey, you know what? Props to you. That is some trust in your teammates.
Absolutely. An ungodly amount of trust in the teammates, but it pays off. Kelcam, even though he went down first, he did so much opening damage that there was almost nothing left for LRC to hold on to. BKO just finished the remaining little bits of damage that was left to be done. Now, take a breath, step back, And if we're LRC, we just try to figure out how to keep our composure.
Oh, I mean, not like that, not by taking that many bullets to the head. Because right now they have a lot of opportunities coming here. Well, actually no, because now on the side of BKO, they've kind of just slowly been dropping left and right here. And LRC, last player standing here, has to just back away here. Picks up one, tries to defib, and try to do this. And no, unfortunately, all the players are down now.
Yeah, this was very close to being a winnable 1v3. I mean, if he had just reset and taken out Oppenheimer, I think that would have gotten a little bit different. But at the end of the day, you know, Calcam staying alive did give them a run for their money. But one thing I'd like to point out as well, I don't think that LRC is used to fighting light players, because the fact that he ran away from the heavy, assuming that the remaining teammate was just going to heal him up, but it was a light player. And so running away is not a good thing to do in that situation, because you're just leaving yourself up to get taken away.
Right. And so with that being said, though, we have our next timer counting down. The last 10,000, if nobody stops this, that's the first game up for them. And this is going to be a bit painful to say, but BKO looking very dominant right now.
Oh, absolutely. They are stable on this objective here. And LRC, even though they're trying to find a good way in, look at Kelcam. Let this man cook. He is climbing the crane in the center of the map here. He's going to get a nice angle on them as they try to cross over from the residential district. Let's see where they're going to be able to make their way in. See the heal, see the sustain, but look at the damage coming in. They're able to heal up the damage, but not do anything else in their return. Cash Out C is very, very stable in the arms of BKO.
Lots of damage flying through back and right here as we go into this. And what I'm going to tell you right now is that remember what I told you. Remember, it's an open space here. If they really want to just kind of like pummel it down, they have every way to do so. They are in the high ground now, and I'm sure Anakin would love to know how they can get out of this situation.
Look at this. Kelcam is ready on the point with his stun gun. And there it is, just enough to stall. It doesn't matter that he died, it's just enough to stall. But now, it's starting to matter here. Oppenheimer goes down as well. This could be a steal. Look at that, the body block to make sure that that he can't come through. Unfortunately, though, the steal is going to come through, and LRC is still in the running. No time left for BKO to get this one back, so it is going to go to Cash Out 3 here on map 1, Monaco.
Oh, interesting canister there. I think they want to break the floor a little bit more, so they have a little bit more room to work with. But hey, then again, they're already in the lead with this one here. Finally taking that one means that they're down to match point. If they take this next case here, they take this next vault, bring it to the Cash Out. It's just for taking, and the game is over. So let's see who gets this one and starts it off.
Oppenheimer is going to be doing a little bit of good opening damage, but MXKX is not there to heal him up at the current moment. Kelcam waiting for the right time to drop in on the enemies. We can hear the comms coming through. Gateway onto ultimate height. That is going to be the move. But unfortunately, he did not nail that gateway grenade, which means, again, value left on the table from the utility. But looks like LRC still hasn't made any progress towards the vault. They are going to be playing gatekeep here, Nintera.
Ooh, right now, positioning is not looking too good with them. They just posture in such a weird position where they just can get so much damage coming from it. Oh, but at least they were able to stop them out by breaking the floor underneath them. The roof is now down and they're all stuck here. The vault is there. They just need to pick it up and start running for it, I feel. But that feels so risky as well.
They can't until the team fight is done. And as you can see, the APS turret set up on the top, they could feel that the ultimate height push was coming for them, but they were set up for it. No RPG damage to be done. And, well, this is a good showing, at least for LRC, as they now finally managed to get their hands on the vault and take it away from BKO. This is a showing of dominance here. Both teams are almost scared to push each other. Oppenheimer tries to push in, but gets melted by the mediums, and Calcam and MXKX soon fall in their face as well. Black's the only remaining survivor here on half HP. It's a very hard-won battle, but at the same time, they need to get progress on that vault before they can relinquish control entirely.
Well, I don't know if they really want to relinquish control at all, because at this point, this is just kind of the last push that they can make here. If they do kind of put this in to the cash out, then all they need to do is really sit down there and hope for the best. So picking a good spot as far as possible might be the first thing they want to try out for, if anything.
Mais le truc, c'est que le problème, c'est qu'on peut
Absolutely. And as they get over to cash outs here, this is going to be all the way over on the other side of the map by the Royal Plaza. This is going to be a lot easier for BKO to actually take back. Look at this, they're already underneath on the same floor, and the stun gun coming through and missing, unfortunately. 1 HP on the heavy. Will he get healed up, or will Oppenheimer and MXKX be able to come in and deal the damage that's needed? It looks like they are going to be able to get the finish, and it looks like only one player is remaining. That's going to be one more down. The res comes through. So much sustain here, but as the final player gets res, he goes down as well. And that is going to be a team wipe. Almost.
Nice.
Almost. A team wipe for LRC. BKO takes control, and this is going to be a difficult one to come back from.
There we go. Taking it back here, I don't think there's a way for them to really revive that, but what they can do is play around the roofs here, but they have advantage in terms of height, and they can actually understand where they're coming from and how to plan their approach from rooftop to rooftop.
Sure.
I'm buried down in the middle. I'm putting a pad here.
Yeah, you can definitely hear they spawn here, they understand the situation, they try to figure out where are they really here, and they already started to engage here. Spraying of bullets, hoping he hits something.
That shield.
Exactly. A lot of this is very common on Monaco, is this sort of I like to call them just pointless fights where they just do damage. Although these two teams are so serious about it that they're actually going to make these fights worth it, because they're actually committing to it rather than just eating the damage and backing out. So we can already see the BKO taking some heavy losses, but look at this setup that's coming through right now. Oppenheimer, MXKX, they're holding it down on that bottom floor just to make sure that the fight will be worth something. But look at this, is LRC doing the most right now, and BKO, the pointless fights on the rooftop ended up being very, very useful as LRC takes the cash out and takes map 1.
Nicely done. They're able to take this one out for themselves here. And as we slowly go down to this countdown timer, I think it's safe to say here that, well, we have ourselves a very first game. We have ourselves understanding how this is going to play out. But the question is, can we really continue to make this work here? And the answer is, I don't know, because it's very close. It was very close for the part.
Yeah, and I mean, this was the map that was going to be going in the favor of BKO in our predictions, given the fact that we were talking about this is the map that a lot of different angles were required for. A lot of different angles were left up for the grabs for Kelcam that weren't taken advantage of. Skyway Stadium is going to be even harder.
That is very much the case here, as we are going to see whether they can do another, I would say, miracle against them, because that was too close for comfort, I feel. They did get a steal initially, sure, but that was not a convincing steal, to say the least.
I mean, hey, this is exactly what we were talking about, right? Was that BKO was a team that was so heavily matched, like perfectly matched with their previous opponents, that they were the only team that got those last minute steals. Now we see that coming out from LRC as well. They're able to put themselves in positions to get those last minute steals.
And so with that last minute steal coming in hard and strong, we still have one more chance for the players to really make a comeback here. Or will we finish this off with 2-0, like I said? And I hope it's not. I mean, I would definitely love to see a game 3 of these teams. And I mean, you feel me, right? You feel me already. You do,
absolutely.
Right?
It's one of those things where, you know, I mean, BKO, they deserve a chance at Sys Horizon. But if it wasn't going to happen on Monaco, then I don't know how it's going to be able to happen on Skyway unless BKO continues to hold control of the vault and they choose which cash outs they go for. Once that happens, it is going to be good.
Yeah, so with that being said, though, we're gonna see if we can get the game started ASAP here, because I think the players got something to prove. But now that I know that you feel me, we have definitely something to talk about after this. I mean, I'm gonna rewatch the VODs and we're gonna see how this could pan out. And if it's a game 3, oh man, another way to watch this. But till then, I mean, we still are amongst the horizon of match point here.
Absolutely. And so I mean, hey, the thing is, right, is that the light is viable. I love seeing that in these matches because so many times you'll be playing ranked, it's just double heavies, and it's just like, oh, everyone's saying, oh, light sucks because it's just their solo queue teammates that come in, they don't know how to skirmish, like they try to take the fights the same way as mediums, like, oh, it sucks. But look at Kelcam. He's doing so much performance with that light. I love to see it. My favorite thing.
I'm just not seeing the cloak sword. That's all I'm saying.
The cloak sword is not going to happen.
Why are you making it sound like that? The cloak sword can happen, but in the meantime, we're gonna look at this. They're gonna pull it out. Watch it. It's gonna happen. Bring in the light sword, please. Cloak sword, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, there we go. It's going to still be the same setup. That double medium heavy on LRC and the heavy medium light for BKO. Now, we're jumping in for the very first vault. It's going to spawn on the open office.
Right. This is looking real good for them. They're going to start running through the rooftops. And I don't really know where they cash out this. Haven't really had a chance to see it, but at least for now, center of the map. That's where the first ball is coming forward. They're gonna wait for a team to go together. I'm surprised. I mean, not just like straggle in. Oh, there they go.
They're waiting for the gateway. As soon as the light gateway comes in, they get that free cross. It's inside the building, and look at that. Free map control. The vault is now in control of BKO. Like I said, it's very important that they stay in control of the vaults. The first fight looking like it's going the way of LRC, though, as they are able to deal the most damage. And again, with that double heal, retain the most sustain.
Oh, here we go. Phoenix running. The vault here. Now just need to fight. Okay, should put it, and A will be that as well. So, with that being said, though, they have themselves propped and ready. They just need to wait for opportunity. Clearing out all the zip lines might be an idea as well.
This is going to be a solid hold from LRC, but remember, BKO, they have dealt with this kind of stuff before. Of course, they've trained on it. The question is going to be, how do they make the opening RPG give them the most amount of value? So we're watching now as Kelcam leads the approach. They're going to be utilizing the gateway here. They need to be utilizing the gateway here in order to make sure that their approach is covered as stealthily as possible. But it's all going to lead up to how Kelcam can make the cross. Bloke on, jumping through. Will he be able to get the gateway in the right spot? It looks like he's actually just going to get them underneath, and they're playing from underground here.
Oh no. This means they have not a lot of ways to move around, which is so cornered in the main area that they have here. They're not running a lot of shorties, Buckies or Judge, so it's kind of just a weird situation. Wait, sorry, Judge. I mean, sorry, the shotguns in general.
Yeah, this is going to be the sustainability. Like I said, the heals, the defibs, double medium is just so strong. And Kelcam just hasn't been able to find any of the opportunities that he needs to use that utility in the best way possible.
They're trying to search for an opportunity to actually use the utility in the best way possible. And I'm just not really looking forward to when they find it, because that timer is coming down so fast right now as LRC has the advantage as well. It's gonna hurt them a lot.
Exactly. As we're looking at the setup right now, there is room for Oppenheimer to actually come in with the RPG set at the right time. Look at this Kelcam finding an opportunity. Gonna be trying to get in. He can get inside the bubble. Use the stun. Stun's going to hit onto the heavy. That's gonna be huge. He does end up going down, and the heavy ends up getting healed. But this is at least a small opening that they can at least try to break into. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Oppenheimer eats too much damage right there, and MXKX unable to follow up. And, oh no, not again!
No!
You can't keep getting defib kills!
You know, we could change our one-shot forward now, just saying. We could. I think we lost them. I think we lost them. This is insane value. I do not understand. Look, by default, if he doesn't win the one-shot MVP, I don't know what to tell you guys. Because, I mean, Artie and me just witnessed massacre. I mean, like, like, socially, like, they cannot play anymore. They cannot play the finals anymore like this. I mean, they have to eat this and take an L on this. And I believe we just lost, like, We lost it. We lost it.
We lost the plot here, and this
Yeah,
is
we lost
it,
the
right?
plot. Yeah.
This is it, because if BKO ends up not being able to control this cash out at the very beginning, the moving platform, it's going to be hard for them to actually come back through. Look at MXKX, he gets the res. Is it going to be able to be fruitful, though? The teams are holding onto it. They are going to be able to get a full team reset here, but at the same time, all of their progress is going to be undone. But look at this, LRC, they jump in immediately to try to damage them. This is so difficult to come back from. Look at this, Calcam not having enough bullets in the chamber to fix the problem. All of the team is going to be able to stay up online. This is that double heal sustain. It is so intense. Calcam has to stay alive now for 12 more seconds while his team coins in, and only then will they be able to have a chance to come back.
Which is really painful to say the least here. I'm not really sure how you could possibly turn this around. At this point, it's just gotta wait this slowly and play it from there. Now, look at that. Look at that. They're in a position where they have so much cover here. They can just wait it out. Everything's moving around. And they have so much advantage in terms of like how much you can work with. They finally jumped in here, but that's just like a miss. And that is going to hurt them so much. Shoes up here. It's not working out for them. Don't shoes out.
BKO dives in, but we see Oppenheimer missing the RPG. Calcam missing the stun, and that is going to make them hurt very bad. But look at this, BKO, they are able to at least come into ownership of the moving platform, but they have not yet stolen the point. One is going to go down here, the heavy versus the light. The light's going to go down, the heavy gets traded by the medium, and now MXKX has the ability to steal. The team is wiped, and BKO remains in the running. This is their cash out. No chance for one back, and LRC is going to have to get one more cash out started if they want to progress to victory.
Right. And this is gonna be a little bit of a ticking time bomb here, because like again, don't defend this. If they take over, they are basically gonna win in the next few seconds. That is gonna be a bit painful. But thankfully, at the very least, now that we are in the last point here, match point, whoever grabs this one is gonna end this set for them.
Absolutely. Well, this is going to be just a fight of show, if anything, right now. This fight, you know, no matter what happens, both teams are going to be able to reset before they get into the next vault fight. But for now, it is still going to be a good opportunity for you know, BKO to stay warm on those shots there. Get Calcam dialed back in.
Alright, so now the question is whether they can really secure this. They have Vault 3 over there here. All they need to do is really just clean this up and they'll be done. Nicely done using the foam here to turn this around. They could start, but I think they just want to clear the area first before anything.
We go D now?
Oh, you wanna do D? Okay.
Yeah, D.
Ooh.
This is going to be everything right now. We can see LRC making their way towards the vault. And it looks like BKO, unfortunately, getting caught out just a little bit there. Calcam finding himself at the wrong end of the gun. But no worries, the vault is still in BKO's control. But wait, what is this? They're not opting to run with the vault. They're trying to take this fight here. Oppenheimer and MXKX slightly split from each other, trying to figure out where the entry is going to come from. But look at that, the vault gets stolen.
Oh,
but
no.
MXKX also going to get stolen as he goes down to hail of gunfire. And there's Oppenheimer quickly behind him. Now it's LRC in control of the vault and in control of the future.
Right now, looking a little bit dire here, but nobody has the vault onto the cash out here, so maybe that's a silver lining.
La token, ou je sais pas s'il s'est fait raise.
La coin. Coin.
Alright, right now, teams are focusing on going together, which is a great thing here. They do have the advantage on to their objective right now, but it's not there. It's not there.
It's the suspended structure above the open office, which could be one of the most difficult sites to push, but at the very least, it's not on the interior of the office. This is going to allow Calcam, Oppenheimer, and MXKX to get themselves in a good position to use the gateway. So, gateway is going to go down here. Calcam going to go invisible and get them into a good position. Or they just absolutely W key and jump pad up to the approaching position and get an opening RPG that almost wipes LRC entirely. That being said, LRC is still going to be up. They lose one member here, and Blacks goes down as well. It's going to be one refrag in their favor.
Ooh.
However, going down onto this, that is going to be another wipe for LRC. And BKO now stands extremely strong on this point.
I think we play for right.
Are you sure they're gonna pad up here though?
Yeah, we have height here.
All
This
right.
could be
The first
it.
one,
This
we have
could
height
be
on them.
it for map 2. All they need to do is hold it in. But if LRC wins this team fight, that's the end of the series. This is match point right
Yeah,
now.
this one hospital.
BKO
Coming out.
desperately needs this win if they want to go to the next map. LRC is not going to let this go without a fight. And fight we will get. Half the timer
Don't
has
look for-
expired,
remember,
but
we're
that
wasting
means that there's
time.
still
Priority is
plenty
wasting
of time.
We can switch.
As MXKX is saying,
one, we can switch the other
wasting
one.
time. That is the name of the game. Trying to just deny their entry as much as possible. But LRC out onto the rooftop already. Will the damage be enough? They pad up to the top here, and looks like they're already trying to get into a good position. Kelcam, the first to go down. This is not looking good for BKO here.
Second.
Oppenheimer taking lots and lots of damage, and the steal coming through for LRC. The sustain, the revive happens for BKO, and now as BKO tries to go in, unfortunately they're going to lose Oppenheimer, but they're able to at least get the rest of the team wiped. They get the steal. We just skipped about 30 seconds into the future, I think. And, well, we do end up seeing that BKO takes map 2. We completely missed that team fight. I have no idea how that happened. I think
It was
there's
so
a little bit of a
fast.
time delay. But I'm sure it was a great team fight. It's a little bit unfortunate. Again, Nightare, are you sleeping? Are you good, brother? Are you here? Hello?
I am kind of here and there. I'm just trying to figure out like what's happening in there. BKO had this in the back here, and I'm just like, why?
Eventually, the finals will grace us with an observer mode so that we don't have to worry about Twitch streams that are mistimed, because
Yeah.
we missed the entire last fight just because of
It's
the
so
fact
painful.
that I think it was like a 5-second difference.
Right.
But what ended up happening was BKO had an insane opening RPG shot. That changed everything. Even though Kelcam went down first, they were able to res Kelcam. MXKX keeps Oppenheimer alive with the insane heals, and the glitch grenades that Kelcam was able to get off before he died prevented any healing from coming through or any defibs from coming through on the side of LRC. And that is the difference maker. The LRC is absolute. The glitch grenades are absolutely detrimental to LRC.
Yeah, so we're even hearing from the side here that the fight lasted basically 1 second, because all we saw was the first explosion, and after that the rest was
It was, so yeah, the difference in streams was actually only 2 seconds, and that was enough. The timing difference of the streams was 2 seconds, and the fight was all over.
that's how fast it was.
That's how fast things move in the finals. But anyway, we are now done with Monaco, done with Skyway. Our predictions blown out of the water because it was the teams that we had decided on the other maps to be able to win. Monaco, we completely thought was going to be a BKO map. It wasn't. Skyway Stadium almost was an LRC map, but it wasn't. And now we're down to this. Sys Horizon, where both of these teams have shown struggle in the past. This is going to be the perfect stadium for our final match here today of the finals. It has come down to the wire. Map 3, most likely going to be Cash Out 3, Nitera.
Truly, indeed, I say that Sys Horizon could not be a better place to end this set on. But what we need to focus on is whether they can actually clinch this set, because I feel like BKO deserves this spot so badly, but then I'd be giving out to the other team and saying like they didn't deserve it. So I'm just gonna leave my thoughts here as they've got to fight for it. This is the Duke that they have to duke it out.
I mean, Nasan Error 404 with a total of 2 defib kills in this game. I mean, guys, if you don't know who to vote for that one-shot MVP, how many defib kills do you have in professional play? Because right now, this man's is setting a record.
Nasan, what are you doing? Give it to him. Give it to him.
Oh, and here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. Loading in is happening. You see Calcam getting ready to rock that same setup, MXKX as well, the APS and the jump pad. very, very good here. Oppenheimer on the heavy. And of course, LRC, that double healer medium on their heavy. This is it, Nightera. It all comes down to this.
Right, and as they jump and make their way into this right now, there we go. Bot is already spawned, and we have it at quite a fairly
They're
close
coming from the bridge
location.
already like this.
I'm
Oh,
quite
let's be
surprised at
there.
this
Oh,
one.
We can maybe catch one.
Yeah, this is a fantastic spawn for BKO, and LRC gonna have to do quite a bit of damage management for this. But look at that, Kelcam just too fast on that damage output here. We're gonna be seeing LRC lose the first 2 members of their team immediately. That being said, the heavy coming in for the heal. He does get 1 res off, but it's going to be a team wipe right off the rip. Things are looking good for BKO. They want this win, and they want it bad.
And right now, with them having the ball standby, they're gonna run over to cash out B here and see if they can clean this one up. And right now, this means they have the advantage here because they have first move advantage. They're able to control and put themselves in better positions to really wait for them to trickle in and potentially punish them.
And Cash Out B gets started, and now it's time to vibe. Time to figure out how BKO is setting this one up here in the library. So, as we are starting to look around with, trying to figure out, all right, jump pad placements, goo placements. This is a very common setup that we see here on the library of getting the height and building it yourself using goo. As you can tell, they're not exactly with straight lines of sight towards Cash Out B. Now remember, LRC can drop that cash out at any time underneath them, and this is going to be everything. Whoever gets this first cash out has immense power in this match. You see the red barrels getting ready. They are blowing it up and dropping it through. Means all the setup the BKO spent doing is not going to work, but as the whole wall falls down,
wow,
we will see the opening damage, and it's going to be MXKX for the opening shot. Medium for medium, but the res will come through. Will they be able to sustain? No, they don't. 2 members of the team are out. It's just up to 1 remaining heavy player, and he is eating that damage fast. 1 more player of BKO just drops in for the melee kill, and I believe that's going to be a very solid first cash out.
Yep.
Maybe we just play
There you
close.
go.
Do we have drop again
Right
here?
starts.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
We can play under.
Maybe we just play here. Yep.
Oh, they definitely got 1 for the side. Let's see the Umbrella comes out here into it, and now there it is. Cash Out B's on top of that. They have to swing this around and see if they can just protect it a little bit more. I don't feel very safe that they are away from it like that, but they do have the glue to just kind of stop the frontal assault from level 1 here.
Yeah, there is still a little bit of time for a steal. You can see what they're trying to go for right now. The question is where is Kelcam? Is he going to be able to hit the stun? He gets at least the kill, and that's going to be the entirety of the first cash out for BKO. They were set up no matter what floor that cash out ended up on.
Definitely very painful to see, to say the least here. But hey, 1 score on the board is pretty good for them. I think they've got something going, so let's see if they can carry up this momentum.
Exactly. They figured out exactly how to get in between the healers, separate 1 kill, and then make him pay for it. Remember, it's always about that first opening damage.
I don't really know how they can possibly turn this around here, right? So I'm just going to leave it as it is. Right now, the situation is going to be a little bit more even as we aren't doing anything, but there's an obvious person who has the advantage over everything here, and it's this man right here, MXKX. Look at that shots raining down from the other side of the net and still landing the mark.
And look at the awesome movement with that gateway. Although we can see over on campus, gatekeeping cash out A and C at the same time. LRC holding their own. Now on campus, remember it's super easy to get these rotates here. We were gonna need to see the use of the gateway in order to make sure the safe passage of BKO. However, that gateway was burned early on in the rotation. Oppenheimer, Kelcam, MXKX
One of the mediums half, one of the mediums half.
doing what they can for this fight right now.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, that would have my bad.
Ooh, release incoming though. They don't want to stay in outside of here too long. Maybe inside will be a bit safer now.
don't think.
Elle tape, c'est
But
bon.
any laser going off does give away
Ouais, chaud.
positioning. We
Fait
are going to be
confiance.
watching
Ouais,
as
faut pas un
LRC
TP.
tries to
Ouais,
not
là,
let the
là, là,
lasers
là.
take away their rooftop as much as
Là-dessus,
possible.
bien joué.
Staying
Faut pas
moving
n'importe
is
quoi.
the key here.
Après, le
And
problème, c'est que nous,
just
on
as
peut
well,
pas prendre la
BKO
faute.
also on the move. Not a single laser
Attends,
has
attends,
struck
là.
down. These
Ooh.
players know how to play around it,
Là,
but
gauche.
the moment that they have to anchor down and start shooting is when things can get crazy. As you can
Get
see, slight delay between the streams here. We are going to see
Kill him medium, kill him
Kelcam
medium, kill him
coming
medium,
through
kill-
from the back lines, and that's what we needed. One medium down, which means much less heals on the way. MXKX going to be able to go down as well, and that is going to be one player remaining for LRC. Oppenheimer as well, though. Only the last player remaining on his team. It's going to be LRC walking away. They get the revive, they get the heals, and that's what's so good about that double medium.
Tente gosser, hein, go pas le truc open
Putain, je
field,
suis en
hein.
0-4,
Ouais,
sa grand-mère.
They are basically a little bit
Je fais
behind
rien.
here. And when I mean a little bit behind here, I mean BKO
On
has
aurait fight une fois,
such a
on fait ça,
weird
moi.
situation where
Non,
they're like
pause.
one down. And there's almost nothing they have to wait for the team to really do anything about this right
C'est
now.
un T en
So
plus, en vrai.
what can they possibly do other than wait? Well,
Beaucoup, ouais.
purposely shoot them around back and
Comment
forth and just
on a
give them the
double
point at
trophy
this
en jouant
point
T, hein.
because
Ouais, go
if they don't give it up,
Peut-être
right,
une
then
petite
what
trou
can
ici
they
pour un
possibly
shoot.
do to change this
Après,
trying situation to their favor?
Ok, je pose un trophy
Juste la
là.
barrière, elle va
Exactly,
limiter
and
parce
it's
qu'ils peuvent
all
se
going to be
mettre
about the
par-dessus.
glitch grenades for this opening because LRC, you know, they need this right now. They need this in order to stay in the running. If BKO gets the steal, that's it. That's the game. If LRC gets this and holds this,
can we
then that
break
is
her?
going to be one more chance at victory. BKO, they're about to open right now. The door is open, the walls have fallen, and so has MXKX all the way back to the bottom. Gonna have to pad back up there with Oppenheimer. The opening RPG shot trying to find its way through the APS turrets. MXKX dealing a little bit of opening damage here, while Oppenheimer looks for a way to shoot his rocket in peace. You can see more barricades and goo coming up here. Oppenheimer goes down. MXKX has to burn the res early into the fight here. He is going to be able to 1v1 up against the heavy, and one medium goes down as well. It's a 2v1 situation. This is perfect for BKO, but as Kelcam goes down, it gets a little bit scarier. Now we can see he does manage to run away. He won't be able to res his teammates, but they can point in. This is a soft team wipe here for BKO, and this is going to be good. But as Nason and Blacks come back up here, Oppenheimer tries to go in for the fight here, and Blacks goes back down. Spoiler, coins back in. Nason Air doing what he can to keep the fight going. Oppenheimer struggling to stay alive as he goes down. So does Kelcam. It's not going to be looking good, but look at this. Oppenheimer almost gets the steal, but it does go for BKO. BKO has the steal, and what is this? Blacks and Nason, they can't get in. This is looking so good for MXKX and Oppenheimer right now as they keep their stance up at the top. As the time trickles down, LRC is running out of time to get the steal. MXKX and Oppenheimer, they're doing everything they can to hold into it. The final push comes through. The cash out is dropped, but if they don't steal, it's going to be a for sure victory. But as they get wiped out, that is it. BKO takes the W 2-0 for the final map. It went to the final map, but both cash outs go to BKO. And your winners for Split 1 Qualifier number 2 are Kelcam, MXKX, and Oppenheimer. Absolutely incredible series.
Love to see it. It came down to the wire here. They had this situation where they were just going back and forth, and we just didn't really know how they could possibly push this in. Just a slip on the finger on the other side, and all of a sudden it came into BKO's situation where they could just retake this easily and push them back out of it. Even if they had control of it, what I really mean push them back and retake it, right, is they retake the area they had for themselves. And that just really helped them out so much.
Absolutely. The perfect anchoring there, no matter what was thrown at them.
That's the word.
LRC as well. LRC, they had just enough sustain to be an issue, but when it came to that last team fight, that soft reset just wasn't enough to get through the coordination that BKO has in store. An absolutely great showing from all of our contestants today, but I gotta just say, do not discount the light player. When you can get that utility working just when you need to, look what it can do.
Well, I mean, this is a lesson to behold here. Well, lesson 1, stay on a point. Lesson 2, maybe the light, medium, heavy composition has something going for you. So try that instead.
Absolutely.